Okay, Chuck E. Cheese literally just started moving. Look at that. His face lit up. Oh my god, that's so creepy.
Okay, now a lot of you guys may think you know a lot about the arcade restaurant Chuck E. Cheese, but do you ever stop to wonder what Chuck E. Cheese's childhood was actually like? And it turns out that this cheerful mouse was actually hiding a very depressing secret past. So apparently Chuck E. Cheese is actually an orphan who hosts birthday parties for other children because he never knew his own birthday. So clearly he's desperately seeking to compensate for his own lost childhood. And apparently he actually loves the song Happy Birthday, but he's never heard it sung to himself. But then Chuck E. Cheese grew up and he had to leave the orphanage because adults can't live with kids. And he moved up to New York City to be around a lot of people, but he still felt lonely. And to spice things up, he actually started to live in a pizza parlor. He loved the music and the delicious aroma of pizza, but clearly he couldn't hide there for long. Soon the owner Pasquale actually found Chucky and tried to chase him away. So Chucky decided to start singing, and lo and behold, the owner fell in love with Chucky's voice and it blew him away. He's like, a mouse that can sing? I just saved my restaurant. And Pasquale was so impressed with Chucky that he actually decided to change his entire restaurant's name to Chuck E. Cheese. And now it's the home of the world famous singing mouse. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more about the creepy stories that have happened at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so we've all heard about the story of the 5 kids that went missing at Chuck E. Cheese. And apparently, still to this day, those kids have not been located. So some people say that these are just rumors, but I believe that the media is just trying to cover it up. Because in my experience, I've actually been to Chuck E. Cheese before, and there is like a lot of creepy things that go on there. Okay, and another rumor was that apparently one of the night shift workers actually saw movement coming from the animatronics when they were fully turned off. And once the story came out, there were actually a ton of more reports of the exact same thing happening at Chuck E. Cheese's across the entire world. And last time I went to Chuck E. Cheese, like the animatronics would like dance and then stop dancing and then dance again and then they would stop. But there was no predicting like when they would turn on. It was just so confusing. And like no workers were touching it at all. It would just like do it on its own. And I'm sure we've all seen Shane Dawson's documentary on Chuck E. Cheese, and that when you order a pizza, none of the slices actually match up. And people claim that these slices of pizza are actually reused from other people's pizza. Okay, now here are some stories from actual workers that once worked at Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm not gonna lie, some of these are quite alarming. Okay, so this first one like grosses me out. It actually makes me kind of feel sick even thinking about it. Okay, so one of the servers that worked there said that they dropped a pizza when it first came out of the oven, and he put it on a tray to take it out and dropped the tray face down on the floor. So the server took the spatula and went all the way around the pizza and flipped it back over. And apparently he said it looked perfect, so he just decided to serve it to his party. And then about 10 minutes later, he was called to the table that he delivered the pizza to. But apparently that they said it was the best pizza they'd ever had. Honestly, this one's just really gross because the pizza went flat onto the floor. Like they have no idea how gross and germy that floor is, and they're just eating all that pizza. They have no idea what happened to it. But I'm gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese tonight, and I'm actually gonna order one of the pizzas there, and I'm gonna like really inspect this thing and see what's going on with it. Okay, so this next one just really shows how gross the place is. And honestly, how poorly some of their staff have been treated. Okay, so this next worker said that they've been working at Chuck E. Cheese for a while now as a StarCast member. And he said 15 minutes before he was about to take his break, one of the kids actually peed in one of the climbing tubes. And one of the managers that worked there said that if he didn't clean it up, he wouldn't be allowed to come back here. So needless to say, he decided to climb up there, and not only did he find pee all over the floor, but there was also poop. And he said at Chuck E. Cheese they don't use normal cleaning products because they're not safe for kids. So he said he was using a non-toxic sanitizer and a pink cloth with holes in it. And he said he was spraying things like so many times, and when he went to go pick it up, he realized he made a mistake. Because apparently the poop was flowing through the holes of the cloth. He said it was like one of those toys with like the Play-Doh hair that you push it through. And then he said once it was all clean, they only gave him 5 minutes for his break. That just sounds like a terrible work experience to me. Okay, so this next one really makes me question the power the animatronics have. Like honestly, I think they have like some sort of hypnotic power because listen to this story. Okay, so apparently one of the customers that came in lost touch of all of reality and fell in love with one of the animatronics named Helen, the bird. It was literally like one of the animatronics standing on the stage. Apparently he even got her an engagement ring and was trying to propose to her. And they said they just kicked this man out because he was just being like way too strange. But then again, what if one of the animatronics like controlled his mind and made him do that? There are just so many questions that are unanswered. And trust me, there are a ton of other creepy stories that have happened at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese tonight, take a look at the pizza, look around the place, check out the animatronics, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay, so I just got here. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
So like, check out this Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. It's staring right at me.